You still feel something, don't you? Despite the silence, despite the weather, despite the kilometers, you feel like it's not over. You saw him in a dream. You think about it for no reason. You feel this presence even when he or she is no longer there. And you wonder, is it just me? Is this an illusion? Or is Allah planning something? What if this separation was not an end, but a detour? What if Allah wrote a sequel to this story that you thought was broken? What if what you feel is a sign, a response, a silent promise from your Lord? In this video, you will discover why sometimes it's not over, why sometimes Allah distances us in order to bring us closer, and above all, while you might be about to experience a second chance offered by the one who unites hearts, hang in there. What you are about to hear may change your vision of what you are experiencing. Part 1. When Allah sends someone away, it is not always a punishment. There are silences that we don't understand, absences that sting like invisible needles. You thought this person was going to stay. You thought this story still had chapters to write. And then emptiness, the distance, the silence. You're looking for a fault, an error, a logical cause. But there is something that many forget. Allah does not tear anything from a heart without a heavenly reason. When someone moves away, it's not always a no. Sometimes it's a not now. This is not abandonment. It's a divine break. And in this pause, there is silent work. A work that you do not see, but that your soul feels. Maybe right now, Allah is working on you, on him, on her, about the story you have lived, or the one you still have to live. In the gentleness of his wisdom, Allah knows when a heart is ready. He knows when a bond is pure, and he also knows when it is necessary to break something in order to rebuild it better. Because sometimes what you want now would hurt you, but what you want after purification could be an immense good. So he takes him away. He withdraws, not to destroy, but to preserve you. It's not a punishment, it is a hidden mercy, a pause between two breaths, between two destinies that are still being written. It's not an end, it's a withdrawal of the heart so that it learns to beat again, with more faith, more clarity, more connection. You mourn an estrangement, while Allah is perhaps writing a return. You feel a void, while He is filling both hearts with what they did not have before: maturity, sincerity, and above all, reliance on Him. So breathe. It's not a fall, it is an invisible elevation. And when Allah takes you away from someone, do not be afraid, because if He wants to give them back to you, it will be in a version that your heart could never have imagined on its own. Part 2. The right time, not your time. Divine time is different from yours. You may feel like time is passing too slowly. Every minute seems endless to you. You want things to get better immediately, for the situation to change in an instant. But that's not how Allah's time works. He sees the whole. He knows the future, the end, and the path. And sometimes He makes you wait, not to punish you, but to elevate you. Think about winter. During this season, everything seems frozen. Everything seems dead. The trees lose their leaves. The earth seems asleep. But what happens after? Spring is coming. The heat, the light, the flowers. What we thought had disappeared is reborn. What seemed lifeless regains its beauty. Allah does this with our lives. Perhaps you are going through a period of spiritual winter right now. You see your love, your relationship, or your hope fading. But a divine spring is on its way. Allah's time is never a waste of time. Even if you don't see the signs, He is working on the invisible roots of your situation. The problem is that you focus on your moment, on what you want here and now. You sometimes forget that Allah, in His infinite wisdom, is preparing something much greater, more beautiful, a love or an opportunity you never imagined. It's like a gardener planting a seed. He doesn't look up every day to see it growing, but he knows that harvest time will come. And he patiently waits for the perfect moment for everything to burst into splendor. Sometimes, all you can do is continue to plant seeds of patience, trust, and faith. You pray, you hope, and you wait, but in peace, knowing that the great gardener prepares what is right for you. What you think is dead today can be reborn tomorrow. What you think is lost can return with more beauty. But it depends on one crucial factor: trust. The confidence that even if you don't understand everything, Allah does everything in the best of times, so let Him write history in His own time. He's the master of time. Part 3. The power of sincere prayer. He hears what your heart cannot express. Maybe you don't even dare to pronounce His name in your du'as. Maybe your heart carries a burden so heavy that the words hide, concealing themselves as if they are afraid to come out. You no longer dare to hope. You no longer dare to believe in a return. But know this: Allah knows what your heart cannot express. He knows the names you keep silent, the desires you have buried deep within you, every sigh you hold, every silent thought, every tear shed in the shadows of the night. All this is known to Him. There is not a single moment when you sincerely pray that Allah does not notice you. There is not a single whisper of your heart that He does not hear. Allah is near. He hears. He responds. Even when you don't know how to express your desires, even when you no longer have words, the doors of heaven never close for a sincere heart. You have never disturbed Allah by praying. Quite the contrary. Your invocations are a form of love, a form of recognition, of connection. When you pray, you turn to Him with everything in your heart. Maybe what you're asking for doesn't seem to be happening yet, but that doesn't mean your prayers are in vain. No, He is the hearer, the all-knower, and even if the answer is delayed, it is on the way. Remember, sometimes the constancy in the invisible is more powerful than anything you can see. Perhaps it is in those moments when you feel like you are not being heard that the door to the invisible opens, where Allah sees your dedication, your patience, and your pure love for Him. You think the door is double locked, but Allah knows your perseverance. He knows your silent efforts. You may have doubts. You wonder if your pure and true love can be heard, but Allah hears everything. He even hears what you didn't dare to say. And He answers, maybe not according to your expectations, but according to what is best for you in His perfect time. So keep asking, never stop praying, but let Allah choose how and when to respond. He knows what is best, far beyond what you imagine for you. Part 4. You didn't lose this person, you may have lost yourself. What if Allah had taken you away from him or her? Not to punish you, but to bring you back to yourself. What if this separation was not a loss, but a spiritual awakening? A moment when Allah, in His infinite wisdom, wanted you to find yourself, to rediscover your true center, the one that is neither him nor her, but Allah. Sometimes in relationships we get lost. Love becomes a deep sea, and we drown in it. We forget who we are. We forget our own value. We begin to depend on others to feel complete, to feel alive. But Allah, in His infinite mercy, ensures that at some point we wake up. He stops us. He shakes us. He tells us, "Return to me first." This is not a rejection. It is an act of divine mercy. Because sometimes, for Allah to guide us towards what is best for us, He must first bring us back to the source of all love, to Him. You sought to be loved by another person, but Allah calls you to return to the one who loves you deeply, unconditionally, eternally. The greatest return you can make in this life is not to him or her, but to Allah. It is this return that will heal your heart. It is this return that will make you stronger, more serene, more complete. And it is also this return that can change your entire situation, because Allah never abandons those who turn to Him. So maybe this moment of separation was not a loss, but a chance for you to find yourself again, to understand that your heart, above all, belongs to Allah. And once you find peace in Him, everything else will fall into place, if He is good for you. Part 5. When two hearts invoke Allah in secret, nothing is impossible. What if this person still thinks about you? What if, without knowing it, your hearts were praying for the same thing at the same time? This idea may seem incredible, but nothing is impossible for Allah. He brings hearts together in mysterious ways, in ways that our eyes cannot see. What you think is impossible in your reality is actually possible in the kingdom of Allah, where nothing is out of reach. Two souls can cross paths, get lost, and then, in an unexpected twist, find each other again. But not by chance. No, by a secret invocation, a simple, sincere word, a prayer whispered in the privacy of the heart, can change the course of things. This word, this breath of hope, is powerful enough for Allah to write a destiny that all of humanity could never imagine, a destiny shaped by His divine will. The love you feel is not weakness, it is a spiritual force. It is not a love that hinders you, but a pure love that pushes you to invoke Allah, to seek divine blessing. Perhaps what you feel is a trace of a destiny already written, a mysterious link between two hearts, which patiently waits for the divine moment to arrive, so that it is reborn, so that it manifests itself in a form that you cannot yet understand. Souls who love each other deeply, even from a distance, are linked by Allah, and nothing can break this bond except divine will. You are not alone in your waiting, and perhaps this person in your heart, even if they seem far away, feels the same thing. These secret prayers, these invisible thoughts, they rise together to Allah, and it may happen that they meet in the sky, transforming everything you thought was lost into a new beginning. Nothing is impossible for Allah. What seems out of reach today may well be the reality of tomorrow, because Allah is in control of everything. When two hearts sincerely and secretly invoke, not even the entire universe can prevent what is destined to happen. The love you carry within you, and this persistent hope, is not a coincidence, but a testimony to the divine power that transforms the invisible into the visible. Part 6. It's not over yet. Allah can still write a new chapter. If your heart continues to beat for this person, don't blame yourself. If you still hope, don't humiliate yourself. Don't let pain, frustration, or doubt make you forget that your hope is an act of faith. Place this pain, this dream, this expectation in the hands of Allah, for it is His hands that shape everything, and what you entrust to Allah will never be lost, but transformed according to His perfect will. What you lost today can come back tomorrow, purified. What you think is broken can be fixed on a scale you couldn't even imagine. What you think you have erased can come back, illuminated with a new light, a renewed love, and a blessing you never knew. And by the mercy of Allah, everything is possible, and He is the one who repairs what was thought to be irreparable. It's not over yet. As long as Allah has not said no, hope remains alive, vibrating in the heart of those who continue to believe in Him. As long as you continue to invoke Him with sincerity and humility, there is an invisible path that is being built, a path that could lead you to this person, or perhaps even to something much better than you had imagined. You are not alone in this quest. Time and space in the eyes of Allah are only instruments of His infinite will. If your heart remains sincerely turned towards Him, then all doors can open, and what seemed impossible yesterday can become tomorrow's reality. But keep this faith even in times of doubt, because what we call the end in our minds is just a detour in Allah's perfect plan. Maybe your heart still hopes, and maybe that's not a coincidence. because nothing remains in your heart without Allah's permission. If you still feel this love, if you continue to pray, it is because there is something sacred in this bond. But remember, Allah is the only one who knows what is truly good for you. So place your heart in His hands, continue to call on Him, continue to purify yourself, and let Him right the rest. It's not over yet. And sometimes what you believe to be lost is waiting for only one thing, for your heart to sincerely turn to Allah, to return. If this video touched your heart, leave a like to say Ameen to your own dua. Tell me in the comments, I trust Allah even when I don't understand. Subscribe for more reminders that speak to your soul and your heart. Because your story may not be over, it may just be beginning.